Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. So today I wanted to do a really casual sketchbook session, something super spontaneous and unplanned. So those days when you just want to grab your sketchbook and draw without overthinking. That's exactly the kind of mood I was in when I filmed this. No pressure, no expectations, just pure sketching for fun. But before we get into the actual drawing, you'll see me attempting to make a matcha coffee, and honestly I have no idea if I did it right. I think I didn't whisk it enough because mine turned out way too liquid, and in every matcha video I've seen it always looks thicker, creamier, and way more frothy. Meanwhile, mine just looked kinda sad and flat. I don't know, maybe I just needed to mix it with more enthusiasm. Really go for it with the whisk. I got this matcha when I was in Japan and I figured it was finally time to use it. And since I had already made my coffee, I thought, why not just throw the matcha in there? Yeah, no idea if that's a normal thing to do, but it didn't taste bad, so I guess it worked out. That's it. If any of you are matcha experts, please let me know in the comments if I just completely butchered this. Alright, now let's get into the sketchbook session. Like I said, I didn't plan much for this one, which is actually a bit different from my usual approach. Normally, if you look at my other sketchbook videos, you'll notice that I tend to have a theme or at least some kind of structure composition in mind. But this time, I really just wanted to sketch without any expectations. Honestly, sometimes it's hard to balance having a full-time job from 9 to 6 while also making YouTube videos. Some days I barely have time to sit down and draw, so I figured, why not just embrace the chaos and do a real sketchbook session? No pressure, no perfectionism, just pure, raw sketching like I would do if no one was watching. Lately, I've been completely obsessed with drawing medieval armor and warriors. I have no idea why, but I find them so cool. Every single armor design is unique, and I love the idea that each one tells a different story. Plus, drawing armors is actually a really great way to improve anatomy, since each part of the body is covered by a different type of protection. It forces you to think about structure and form in a new way. For example, the shoulders usually have these big, bulky pauldrons, which makes them stand out more. Meanwhile, the torso is more rigid and straight, making it easier to define lines and shapes. And then there's all the tiny details you can add: intricate engravings, straps, metal rivets, fabric draping over the armor. There's just so much creative freedom. I've also been developing some original characters set in a medieval fantasy world, so I really want to get better at drawing armor. The character I'm sketching here is this fierce looking girl with a giant sword that kind of reminds me of Merida from Brave, but if she was dropped into a full medieval fantasy setting, I imagine her as someone who's always grumpy, rebellious, and ready to fight at any moment. If you insulted her, she would immediately challenge you to a duel. I think I've been watching too many medieval fantasy shows lately because everything I'm drawing is so influenced by that. But honestly, I'm not mad about it. I love medieval fantasy. Oh, and then there's this super random fish in the middle of the page. Yeah, I don't really know why either. My brain somehow went from reflections on armor to fish have shiny scales, and I just roll with it. It didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, but that's the fun part of the sketchbooks. You get to experiment without any pressure. I always admire artists who create those beautifully vibrant reflective surfaces in their paintings, and I love to get better at that. After that, I did some expression studies for this character. One of my biggest art goals this year is to improve how I draw facial expressions. I want my characters to feel natural, expressive, and full of personality. I don't want them to look stiff or awkward. I want them to really convey emotion. I've been practicing a lot, and honestly, I do feel like I've improved. Maybe not especially in these sketches, lol, but overall, I can definitely see progress. I think focusing on expression studies has also helped me understand facial structure better, which is a huge plus. Then I randomly decide to sketch a cute little frog from Pinterest because why not? I love drawing frogs and I don't usually sketch them from low angles, so I thought it'd be a fun idea. And finally, I finished up the page with some seashell doodles. They don't really match the medieval theme at all, but I had some acrylic markers lying around and I thought the colors would look pretty. Yeah, I love making my sketchbook pages super colorful, even though I also really enjoy monochrome pages, like all red sketches or pure ink drawings. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this sketchbook session. Oh, before I go, I just wanted to take a moment to say a huge thank you for all the love on my last video. I was honestly so surprised by how well it was received. I didn't expect that many people to be interested in an inking focused sketchbook session, but it makes me so happy that you all enjoyed it. So thank you so much for all the support. It truly means a lot to me. And with that, I think I'll wrap things up here. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you've been sketching lately. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!